In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about how we would create a site within the design tool in the EI tool. The design tool and the screening tool are two separate pieces of the EI tool, which allow for different levels of analysis. And the design tool is really going to be set up to do a deep dive analysis into a site configuration. In this case, we're going to zoom in again on Corvallis. And as we get close to Corvallis here, we can turn on the aerial imagery. And then we can zoom in on this site right here. And so we're going to call this Factory 1. And as you're identifying this information for the new site, you have to give it a name, and then you have to choose what base map you want to use for the mobile application that you can take out with your phone and collect field data on. You don't have to use a phone to go out and collect that data, but if you were going to, you would need to have this selected. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say Esri World Imagery, which is the same imagery we're using to delineate our site on. And then you can click on this little plus button here to then draw your boundary for your site. We're just going to go through and follow this fence line. If you double click on the on the final point, it will auto-complete the rest of that polygon. So we're going to do that. So if we click this little button on the left here of site questions, it opens up a drop-down that shows all of the overarching site questions for the site. We've added in a tool now that helps to fill out some of those data, and that's this little circular button on the top right. If we click that, it'll go out and it'll pull in climate data and atmospheric data from outside data sources, and it will go ahead and populate a handful of these different values. We're working on continuing to build that out so that it'll populate more of those data, and that's coming in the near future. So I'm going to go down through and fill these out. The remaining fields that were not auto-populated. We're going to say 20. That should be 2. And there we go. Now we've created our site.